I absolutely 100% believe and know that the Fast and Furious movies have influenced not just the Johnny's driving habits, but the driving habits of a generation of teenagers and young adults. That movie first came out in 2001, which, by the way, is the same year that a Johnny was born. And I believe they're on like their 10th or like 11th or 12th, maybe even 13th installment by now, with the newest movie to be released in May of 2023. So May of this year. In just a couple of months, they're going to be releasing another one. That movie is the highest ranking franchise movie in history. That says something. They are creating this movie, this image, and it's being consumed. When we look at what that word influence means that it has the capacity to have an effect on the character, development, or behavior of someone or something. Influence shapes how we think. Influence shapes how we view the world. Influence drives conversations that we have with ourselves, conversations that we have with other people. Influence opens up our understanding. It allows us to see and be introduced to new people, new places, new concepts, new ideas. Influence is a multi-billion-dollar industry called advertising and marketing. And we are all influenced by something or someone. The cars that we drive, the places that we live, the houses that we like, the jobs that we take, the friends that we have, the brand of coffee that we drink. That is the result of influencing. And we have to not just look at the positive side. You know, whenever we say, I became a cop because I was influenced by, this TV show. Or I wanted to become a doctor because I thought it was so cool how the doctors were portrayed on this TV show or on this movie. Whenever we use influence in a positive way, then, that's supported and applauded. But the minute that we say that something has negatively influenced us or influenced our behaviors or influenced our decisions, then we're like, no, that can't be. That's impossible. But it's the truth. Influence is a two-way street, both good and bad, both positive and negatively. That's why they put certain disclaimers. Please don't drink bleach. Like, what? Why would you have to put that on there? Because someone somewhere might have seen a show or seen a a movie and saw someone drinking bleach and thought, oh, okay, well, they drink bleach. I can drink bleach too. A Johnny was absolutely 100% influenced by the Fast and the Furious, by the video games. I'm his mother. I don't know how to do a donut. The only drift that I know about is snow drifts. I'm not out drifting. I'm not out racing other cars. Where did he get that from? Yes, Avery came on and said that he taught Johnny a couple of things. But I know Avery's mother. And I'm telling you right now, Avery's mother is not out drifting and doing donuts and illegally racing other cars. So where did Avery get that from? Oh, another friend. Okay, well, where did that other friend get that from? Yes, I also say that there are certain parts in the Johnny's driving that I did influence. I had a heavy foot. I used to speed. And in my mind, before Johnny's accident, there was a distinction. I made a distinction between that. I wasn't speeding to race other drivers. If I had some place that I had to go and I was a little bit short on time, then yeah, I was going to put, some heat on it. And so, did I think that a Johnny had a heavy foot? Yeah, I did. Because he got that from me. And I've been open and I've been honest in sharing that. I didn't share that on the Dr. Phil show, but on the when I do presentations, I always share that because I had a part to play in some of his driving decisions as well. But the racing and the drifting and the donuts, he didn't get that from me. He got that from the Fast and the Furious. He got that from the video games. They all do. Look, there are neighborhoods in LA that are fed up. Why? Because they have kids that are coming as far as Texas, Dallas, Texas, Houston, Texas, and converging on their neighborhoods, converging on their streets and doing donuts and drifting and racing. Why? What would possess someone to drive 23, 24 hours to come to a random street, if it really is random, to do the stunts and the tricks? They're doing this because they're coming to the places where their movie scenes were filmed, and they're replicating what it is that they've seen on the TV in front of the locations where they've seen it done. That's influence. I'm not blaming anybody for Johnny's decisions. I blame a Johnny. And when I stood up there and conducted the eulogy at my son's celebration of life, I told everybody that when I get to heaven, I am going to choke him. I'm going to choke him. I'm going to choke him. I don't know if I'm going to hug him first and then choke him, or if I'm going to choke him first and then hug him. I'm probably going to choke him first and then hug him, because once I do hug him, I don't want to let him go. But I blame a Johnny. He made the decision to speed, to race another car that night. He made the decision to not wear his seatbelt. I blame him, but I recognize that he was influenced, as are we all. And when he was filming himself doing the reckless driving and the racing and posting it to social media, he absolutely became, in that moment, an influencer. And it doesn't matter if he had 4 million followers or if he had 4 followers. He influenced someone else to drive in that way. And it's important that we understand that we are all influencers, that we are influenced, and then we also are influencers. Yes, that seems to be like, a career right now, influencer. And you have to have hundreds of thousands of followers to be an influencer. That's not true. You can have 1 follower and be an influencer. So, yes, I don't blame the Fast and the Furious, but I am telling the truth that they have a responsibility to tell their audience the truth about how their movies are produced, how those racing scenes and those stunts are manufactured, how they're produced. They have a responsibility to tell the truth. Same like how I have a responsibility to share the truth about how, a Johnny drove and the deadly dangers of illegal street racing and reckless driving, they have a responsibility to tell the truth as well. And that is a fact.